Nothing wrong. Hello, 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 hello. Oh shit. Oh, don't be. It can't be poor. Just reset my PC and everything. I think that should be fine. Hello, 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 hello. How's it going, people? Bum, 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 bum. Hello, 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 everyone. Yeah, so I'm a bit late, people. I've had some internet issues. I'm trying to sort it out right now. Do 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 do. Just sharing that I'm live for everyone. And yes, what we're doing today. Right, Grounded are streaming some developer stream. Hopefully going to be talking about the winter update and some parts of it. Maybe not a release date, I don't know, to be fair. But they're supposedly going to talk about the update and I'm guessing hopefully show something off. And not just be another dry Q&A where they go, we can't answer that right now. I mean, to be fair, they're not always that dry. They have been actually pretty good, some of them. It's very dark outside. I've got my camera on. You wouldn't notice it. I've made it really small. I chipped my tooth. I chipped it drinking a cup of tea. So I've been ashamed. I need to get to a dentist. I've got one booked for next week. So they're going to have to either put a fake part of it or might have to get the whole tooth changed. It's bad. It's real sad. It's real sad. So I've been streaming without camera on, enshrouded on my other channel. But today I'm being a big boy. Love me, people. Love me when I still look ugly. Please. Please love me. Right, let's find Obsidian Shizzle for Nizzle. My Jizzle. And we want... What do we want? We want... live. So they're going to start in about 15 minutes. I was going to do like a community chat where people can come and talk and say hello to me in Discord. So you know what? Maybe we will try and do that still. There you go. I'm just telling everyone to come and join my stream. Forget this one. Hi, 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 hi. It was such a weird one as well because it was like drinking that and it went, I just stepped, so I went kink. So obviously it must have been a bit weak anyway. All right, I am going to get in voice chat. If you're on my Discord, we've done this before, a little community chat with some of you guys. So I'm going to join my Ratbags channel. No, Grounded Park Talk channel. Make sure my mic is coming out in the right way because I did change this the other day. But only 15 minutes, then I'm going to boot everyone out while I'll, you know, react. I suppose I have to have them camera on so I can react to what they're saying. Now, normally I don't do this in the past. I used to because they never streamed on YouTube. And so it always felt a bit rubbish. But fair play, they raised their game. They actually started, you know, streaming on YouTube. But I figure... I'll still stream it anyway. Why not? Some of you guys will never subscribe to Obsidian, but you'll subscribe and watch me. Hello! Ooh. See Pinky. Ooh, see Pinky. Ooh. Ooh, see Pinky. So yeah, it's going to start in 15 minutes. So yeah, I'm in my voice chat. If you want to come say hello about Grounded, talk about the winter update, you can. Although, you know what? I'm going to make it that only rat bags can talk. Yeah. Just to be on the safe side. Got to be rat bag level. There we go. Yeah, that should be a little perk. A little perk. If no one chats, that's cool. I'm not that fussed. Bum, 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 bum. So what are we expecting today? What do you think they're going to talk about? I'm sure they'll answer loads of questions, but I really do hope they've got something to show us. And it's not going to be faffing around. I'm being critical here, faffing around of like waiting for people to ask questions. We've got enough. We've got enough going on. We want answers. We don't need more questions. Talk to us about Cozy. Talk to us about Sour. Doesn't have to reveal any new stuff. You got me for the leaks. Big shout out for that. But yeah, give us something. Give us something. Just ain't right, yo. It ain't right, yo. It ain't right, yo. I forget there's always a text chat with voice channels as well. Sometimes I don't look in there. Dinky's a mad hater. Mad hater, bro. Mad hater. I'm only messing around. Me and Dinky are friends, people. Well, I say we're friends, but you know. I know I did post it twice. Get in there. That's what we've got to do. Bush. There we go. I did post it twice. Yeah, I did. I put it in the wrong chat. Who's this? It's the Meeple. Hello. Doodle. Hungers for Nans. I thought you weren't talking. You going to talk today? Say hello? No? Cool. No pressure. No pressure. You be a silent listener. He listens. He waits. I'm ignoring my chat. I thought no one's asking any questions. Let me look in my chat channel. Hello, everyone. Yeah, sorry. I was like, man, you lot are dry today. And then I just saw all this. Yeah, that's why you're rat bags, mate. Look, you know what? You know, a serious idea that I'm going to float to Marcus. I need to try and get hold of his email. I want them to do streams with us. So imagine if he comes and streams, or Chris Parker, or the devs, come stream with us one week. Goes and streams with C Dinky one week. With Paralyzer another week. Shows off a tiny little bit here and there of stuff. Wouldn't that be cool? We'd get more viewers. And then people would realise that that happens on Grounded community stuff. You saw your 2020 world since launch got corrupt. Bloody sins. Oh, no. So sorry, bro. That's hard. That is harsh. Yeah, we'll get rid of the chat. Get rid of the chat. Should we go and raid them? Brat bag the raids. YouTube raids. Come on. Go there and come back. Don't you stay there. You come back to me. Hashtag ratbag raid. Actually, I don't care. You watch it there. You watch it here. You do whatever. Have both on. I'll show a bit of love to Obsidian. We'll get them some watching. 53 and 57. Oh, 66 people watching mine now. That's what I mean. Get more people. Come on, ratbag raid. Type it in, people. Type it in. In the YouTubes. And forget that Twitch stuff. Boo. Well, they're not always transparent. I do understand it. You know, I moan and complain about them not doing enough to show us. And I do think they need to do more. I do think Grounded 2 is kind of taken for granted. Like the tiny reveals they do, and the early PTB is more than others do. To be fair, but it is a game that has made 1 million sold copies already on Steam. But if they want to sell more, it would be cool to start showing a bit more. Keep the game hype, keep it in there. Don't have to have content rushed out. I had an argument with someone in my comments today that tried at first saying they just want news, but they did it in a shitty way with their criticism. And then when I challenged him about it a bit more, he was just like, no, I want content now. Oh, this update's not going to be worth playing. I'm like, bro, shut up, man. Like, it's a load of content. What are you complaining for? You got a sick voice, Gilded. Rip. CD Dinky is the best streamer. Let me ban Rosso. 2 seconds, people. Let me ban him. Yeah, forget that Twitch stuff. Blur, Twitch. No, one day I will start streaming Twitch. They are on Twitch as well, but yeah, Twitch is waste gash. That's one I've not used in a long time. Waste gash. Man's waste gash. Ew. Yeah, Rosso knows. I'm going to deduct him some XP from Begraved. Hey, while we're waiting for 3 minutes, guys, do you want to see the game I'm working on? I'm plugging it. Come on, we need wishlist, please. If you've ever felt my content has been any bloody use to you whatsoever, make sure you go and wishlist the game. Even if you haven't got a Steam account, go and make one. Go and check it out. Just click on it. It all helps. There you go. I'll put the link there. This is my game. I'm working on it with some of the Valheim devs who I'm friends with. I'm the community manager and marketing guy, I guess, at the moment. Although hopefully I'll just be community manager in the future. And this is what it is. It should be sound. There's no sound. Have I got my sound? I know I've promoted this a bit, but you know, I don't ask much from you guys. I don't spend 10 minutes telling you only 54% of you are subscribed, or doing War Thunder adverts or Raid Shadow Legend adverts. So I think I can promote my little game. If you join the Discord today, the actual Discord we're doing, and you wishlist it, I will give you beta access. How about that? I'm going to put the link in now. You can check it out and give us some feedback. So literally, if you join tonight only, in the next few hours, I will go ahead and give you a special beta roll. So if you've got Steam, you'll be able to go ahead and play the game and give us some feedback straight away. Yeah? There you go. That's the Discord for Begraved. Come join it, people. Come join it. Oh, sorry. Look, big explosions, big traps, big booties, exploding goblins, terrifying bridges, cute little ghosts, lots of feet, if you like that thing, flaming webs, making you escape, decorate your hideout, gardening, grow some cute, spooky plants, change your gear, get tools. Oh yeah, look at the spin on that baby. Rob and plunder. See it, use that hammer. Stay alive. Ooh. Or join the dead. You can even help when you're dead. Spoilers. If we do good enough on PC, we'd love to get it on console. It's coming out early next year. We're doing beta tests and stuff all throughout the rest of this year. And like I said, it's made by people that have made Valheim, so you know it's got quality. I made parts of the trailer, yes. I didn't cut it all together, no. But I did make parts of it. It was my suggestion to go with the bombastic start. The start was a bit more too laid back. I was like, no, needed a bit more oomph. We've got a mimic and everything. But it's a great game. 1 to 5 players. If you like Lethal Company, really, or games like that, this is what this is. But you can play it solo, but it's more fun with friends. And when you sign up for the beta, and I give it to you, you will get free invites to give to your friends. So there you go. You can play it with at least 4 people. Anyway, okay. I guess I'll stop there now. Bleh. Lots of it. That's right. If you, hey, mate, I don't judge. You do you. You do you. Come on, not one bite out of 75 people joining. Free access to a fantastic game. Help shape the future. Oh, no, don't click on that one. That was the dev stuff that no one's meant to see. Come and chat. We've got Off Topic. We've got Movies TV. We've got Game Dev Mods channel. We've got quite a few grounded people in here. Look at this guy. Perry, a.k.a. Meeplestein. Claire Joanne's in here somewhere. Gilded's in here. A bunch of rat bags are in here. Come join. Join now. Do it now. Get on the phone and donate money and join the Discord. So I'm a bit hyper. I've had a nice little nap. I've got Jude Bellingham on ice, mate. I'm living my best life. Four minutes to go. How do you manage to leak every chat? Not every chat. Get out of it, Dinky. Go on, yeah, piss off back to the fish one. Hey. Have you slain Axel the Spider? About 6 times now. Golden Brown. I've done it with... I haven't done it like Dinky with just a spear. I have done it with Mage Gear, ranged, all the other weapons, more or less. 60. No, that's all right. We're okay, Meeple. That one's all right. We'll let that one. That's only going to be something to people of a certain age, and kids won't understand anyway. And given my potty mouth, I think we'll let that one slide. Take your viewers with you. Are you what? Are you streaming this as well? No way. You streaming this as well? No way. No, you're not streaming this. You ain't streamed in ages, bro. I saw your Grounded with Fist video yesterday. Go and check it out, everyone.
Is it possible to beat the entire
Can't lie, Grounded one's a bit dry. But, there we go. Leave a like, even. Go and check it out. Because no one's beating it on woe mode with fists. That is something, right? Well, I'm gonna watch. I don't want everyone chatting while I'm watching the stream because that would be bad. To be fair, I don't want. I'm gonna not overtalk the devs and stuff when I can too. Dr. B, no, not my Discord. You got to join the Begrave Discord. Someone help that man. Give him an invite to Begraved in my Discord. Come on. We still haven't had one person join. Wow, I thought you guys respected me, man. I thought you guys respected the content I made. I know it's not grounded, but, you know, help a brother out. Or at least go and stream. No, I did watch it. I watched a bit of it on my other channel. My main channel. Hey, you're lucky. That's the first time I've probably clicked one of your videos in ages. The Garden has another way of sizzle resist because the sizzle and woe is insane. Full Gear and Mantis last about 2 seconds. Really? I didn't realise that did more damage. I thought the sizzle would be the same. Oh, hey, it's a Similot's here as well. Look at him. That's all right, Garrett. Take a look. Just click on that link to wishlist. The traffic, even if people don't wishlist it, it still helps. Even if you don't have a Steam account. Because I mean, if so, this is the plan. If we sell 1 million copies of that game, I can do pretty much nothing but grounded content. Like I'll be able to have a daytime job because I have to go and make other games and stuff, and I have to stream other game stuff. And I do still want to do that. I do. But if I had a bit more financial security behind me, I'd be able to improve my content tenfold. I'd be able to hire an editor. I'd be able to get a thumbnail artist. So that all comes with me making my game. We're on TikTok as well. I've tried breaking TikTok, people. TikTok, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of sucks. But I've been doing my best to get, you know, brain slop and shit. Anyway, has they started yet? What's going on? It's 6:30. No, they're late. Some big stuff going on there late. Sim's been in hospital. Oh, poor Sim. What's up with him? I don't have a Patreon. You don't need to Patreon me. All I need is your support for my game, Begraved. There you go. Although I have got YouTube members, and at the moment you can go and check out the second part of my leaks video and see all the new bugs that could be coming in the winter update. And hello, Skeeter500. How you doing? Nomad, hello. How's Planet Crafter? I kind of want to get into that again as well. I've started watching Yogscast play Minecraft again. It's giving me the itch. Share some love to Sim. Okay, starting soon. So I might even have like a 5-minute timer. Ooh. Boom, boom. Yeah, there's no one that hypes this stuff up better than me. No one. New DLC. Yeah, I need to get back into it and try the moons. I've got the humble one. Thank you very much, Leonard. I know. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, man. Good luck, Claire. Get them papers marked. Right, like I said, I'm going to make sure everything's good and there's no messing around. So I'll get the sound up now. I am going to hop out of voice chat. No one came to speak to me. That's okay. Next time you lot say, oh, when are you going to do a community stream again? I'll be like, well, I gave people a chance, but no one said hello. Gilded, you've become one of the bilks. You're not a rat bag anymore. Get out of here. Go on. That's it, mate. Banned. One of the bilk squad. When we think Grounded's going to get the winter update, shall I do a poll? Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Minecraft. Yes, same. That was it. Xbox 360. I was waiting desperately for it. Played it with my son. Used to watch him with my son, and then we started playing together. And then that's really what got me to YouTube. I used to do silly voices with my son, and he said, like, "Oh, you're really funny, Dad." Obviously, he was, you know, blowing gas up my bum. Maybe just because he likes his dad. I was like, yeah, you know what, I can chat and stuff. I can probably do that. So that's how I started looking into it. And that's how I started making YouTube videos. My first video was a Minecraft video. Let's do a poll. There you go. Winter update before Xmas or after? Vote, people, vote. Oh, really? Yeah. But yeah, and that was, oh god, they were bad. Like it was, I was using a Dazzle. It was called a Dazzle recorder, and it only recorded in like 720p. And the bitrate was awful. It was blurry. One of the first videos I did was going into the Nether. It was a bad video, taking stuff on. I did have I showed it off the other day. I've still got a couple episodes.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Casually Grounded 2. Apologies, we didn't have a lot of streams, this past month or so. We've had a lot of things going on. We had the Extra Life Charity Marathon, but we're back. If you guys forgot who I am, I'm just going to reintroduce myself. I'm Eric Thorbella, Senior Community Manager here at Obsidian Entertainment. And let's reintroduce yourself, Marcus.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is... hi, Marcus Morgan, Executive Producer of Grounded 2.
Hey everybody, Chris Parker. I am the Game Director for Obsidian on Grounded 2.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
For 1 week only.
We're back. Then you won't see us for another month.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back again.
Yeah, so we wanted to have this stream today to talk about stuff, but just mainly about Grounded 2 and, like a sneak peek behind the curtains of things that we're doing and how decisions are made and showing off cool concept arts for the winter update. But yeah, also just so we can share the news, but then say like, okay, we're gonna take a break for the holidays and we'll be back in the New Year's. But
I'm gonna rip off some band-aids.
Okay.
I want to rip off band-aids and I want to do a little side note, and then we can get into. I think we have lots of time, so hopefully the chat wants to chill with us for a little bit. So band-aid rip off. The big meaty content update that we're gonna do, we aren't gonna release this calendar year. We will have news about that in early January. So just to set the stage, we're gonna have more news about that in early January. We are, like Eric said, gonna go through a little bit more of just some of the development of the content for that, including the Ladybug update and the Ladybug buggy, and we're gonna take you behind the scenes of kind of what we've been working on, show maybe what might be worked on in the future, maybe what we threw away that maybe comes back or doesn't. Yeah. So we'll get some reactions out of that too. So I want to rip the band-aid off to say,
not showing
sorry,
anything in game.
On the flip side though, we will have a feature update that will come in early December, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a couple minutes too. So we will have some stuff that'll include a lot of holiday decorations and a lot of
tech
updates that will help with things like performance across a lot of different platforms. So we will have some stuff here, but not the content updates. So ripping that off.
So I noticed you said feature update.
Yes.
So what is the difference for our community? What is the difference between a feature update and a content update?
So we've been talking about this a lot because we say update all the time. And
that can mean anything.
It can mean anything.
To be fair, I don't want them rushing either. If they need more time, they need more time. It just sucks. It just would have been so good if it'd been before Christmas.
When are those big, meaty content updates, like our early access release or the garden or anything in the future, the ones that we really label? And then when are kind of other updates and making sure you understand them and there'd be more feature updates. So from now on, we'll start calling them separately, and feature updates will be everything from even just the Axle level updates will probably be more feature focused updates. And then content updates will be things like the garden, big
bigger,
biomes, big
chunks,
everything included.
Chunks of the park with at least chunks of, pre-worldwide launch story, with quests and all of that new stuff. Those big meaty things will be content.
Yeah, it's called chapters. That's what you labeled it.
Before we dive into that
referring
stuff,
it to chapters.
I want to go into it, but I want to make one little detour, one super quick detour. I want to give a big thank you to the community because you all contributed so much energy and money to our extra live stream.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And that was such a huge thing where we raised over $40,000 that all went to the Children's Hospital of Orange County. And sincerely, seeing you all show up, all of the folks, all of the big creators in the community, all of you all as the players, I just want to say, out of everything we do, the fact that we can have that level of impact, not just in making cool games, but also making people's lives better. Thank you for that. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for being so awesome. So I did just want to give just a big shout out to all the folks. I know I had a couple feuds in chat with some of the creators that resulted in some donations. I know that other creators gave some really awesome, generous gifts. So thank you all so much for your efforts in that. It was huge. So I just wanted to say that too before we get into all of the content stuff.
Cool. I wanted to say one other thing too.
Go for it.
So in the past, and this is part of our talking about feature updates and content updates, we've only ever really used the PTB, the public test beta, for big content updates. There are times in the future where we're now going to use that also for feature updates. And like, we actually think this would have been a good time to do it, but we think it would have been confusing. So just know that in the future, sometimes we're going to start putting stuff up on the public test beta for things like, buggy progression or something like that, where there may not be a big chunk of content, but there's something cool or something important that we want, those of you who are out there that sort of want the early access updates to check out and provide feedback on. We're going to start doing that. We'll make it really clear whether they are content updates or whether they're feature updates or whatever. Just want to let you know that we're going to start doing that in the near future.
That's a good idea.
So,
get some feedback.
if that means you want to opt out of those, that's totally fine, right? Like, if that means more of you want to opt in, even better. We just want to
understand.
Start saying, getting everybody sort of used to that. Because in the past, we've only really done those for content updates. And we just think, man, we could get more out of this if we do it for more of these updates.
Yeah, bring out, the Ladybug just on its own.
One last thing before we get into our slideshow, which will kind of show kind of what's coming in this feature update in December, and then what's going to come in the big content update in January, particularly with the Ladybug, is the other thing we want to do. And a reminder is, when we first started this journey, we had kind of talked about how we wanted to do bigger, more meaty updates that were spread further apart, because we noticed that when you all do get big content updates, that's what you really love, that's what you can really sink your teeth into, and it gives us more time to digest the feedback, iterate, and make sure those updates are really meaningful. And I can tell, which is great, everybody is like, hey, where's the content? Where's the new content?
Right.
Give us more stuff. So the spirit of today is kind of the jumping off point of, in between those times, we are going to be a lot more proactive of giving you a sneak peek about what's going on. So we still want to keep surprises. We never want to kind of avail it, but we see the demand of you all just want to know, you all want to see, you all want to iterate on that kind of conception phase. And so this will be the first start of that journey where we do that more regularly.
Fair play.
We're going to figure out what the right cadence is. Maybe it's once a month, maybe it's more, maybe it's less. But that's the point of this too, is in between those big updates, we will update you more and we will share more. So today it'll be a lot of screenshots and concept art. Next time, maybe we'll show some in-progress build stuff, all of that sort of thing.
It could be a Q&A thing too. So
Absolutely.
So just like this, an introduction of the Casual Gratitude fireside chat with the dev team.
Cool.
You want to? Well, before we show off the content stuff, do you want to talk about?
We should do a lead in to the actual feature update that we have coming up.
Let's do it. Exactly.
So with this coming update, I think there's a lot of stuff going into it that's not all going to be immediately visible. I think the biggest thing is that we've updated the engine from Unreal 5.4 to Unreal 5.6. I know that doesn't sound very flashy or very exciting, but trust me when I say, in terms of performance, you're going to see a lot of subtle improvements, even on the Series X, which is typically running 60 frames a second all the time. It does have some frame drops here and there, but particularly when it's streaming in new areas and stuff like that, you'll see those frame hits. Those are a lot more smoothed out. They feel so much better. It's pretty much running 60 pretty much all the time now. On PC, you're also going to see those improvements. We're also going to have some big ads that folks have been asking for a while, right? How come you can't enable FSR or DLSS? Those things are coming. So those are in this update as well. We actually ran into, we test like crazy on this stuff. We actually ran into a big bug just this week. And so we're still hammering out a couple of kinks in this update and figuring out the last of it. But there's some big feature updates in there in terms of performance and hopefully, improving those things that, it's one of the biggest things that people have talked about is hey, how do we get some more frames out of the game? How do we improve performance? And so these are going to be some big steps in that direction. Pretty excited about that stuff. Also got in some community feedback. I don't have a list in front of me, but some of it's small, some of it's bigger. Some of it's just hey, we want to place floors on foundations. I know that one got in there. Yep. Can you make it so that my buggy stops being in my goddamn face all the time whenever I'm trying to do something. Respect my space, Buggy. Like, got in some fixes for that stuff. Just a lot of like little quality of life things that we think you'll all be happy about. Obviously, those things will get listed out in like patch notes for the update when that's coming out. But a bunch of little stuff. It's going to be a good update. Obviously, not the content update, but we're super stoked about it. Can't wait to get it out to all you folks.
Also, I do want to also say winter is a broad
It is.
broad
It is,
term
it is an entire
that
season.
we tend to
It is the whole
use
season.
all the time. And know, like, this is always the balance that we want to strike, right? Like being transparent, telling you all stuff
Yeah.
early on. Winter's a broad term, and I promise it'll still be firmly in winter. It'll just be a little bit, later into winter when the snow's really falling for some people. Not here in
Sure.
California.
Not here. I mean, well, yeah, Southern California.
Southern California.
70% still to go, man. Like,
But yeah, the
2 years left
December
of early access.
update, the feature update, I think it's actually going to be, for a lot of folks, super, super valuable. The other thing we kind of think about is it's a lot easier to do a lot more of the technical work to clean things up when we're not pushing out new content simultaneously, because then you have to go around and optimize
Very true.
both. So having this little window of time where I know it sucks, I know you all want more stuff to do in the game, but having this little bit of time to clean that up, make sure that when new people are joining or when you all are playing, like, more and more people are having an enjoyable experience, especially across different types of like PC setups and different rigs. So that's really the goal of this.
I do want to set maybe not calling precedent is wrong, but since we are updating the engine to 5.6,
Yeah.
and we can only test the update on our end on so many computers. So do you want to talk about any potential issues that might happen in the December update?
Oh, great.
Yeah, man, it'd probably be on fire. I don't know. We tested. We do a ton of testing. We do. Like, we've got entire QA teams. We got tons of different computers. We do compatibility testing. But I'll tell you what, like, for the 100 ish rigs we might test this on, like, that's nothing compared to a few thousand people that are going to be playing this game right away. They all have different rigs. They've got.
Yeah, I don't mean to be that quiet. I just don't want to overtalk them because everyone complains
I'll
normally.
just be honest.
The Unreal Engine updates are great, but they are buggy as well. So upgrading to these
will
engine
do as much as
updates
we
are
can.
huge work, and they don't always result immediately in big things,
Thinking that you're
especially
doing
for
too
lower
much.
end
We've done
PCs.
the maximum
So
amount
this
of
is
QA
kind of
we
like a
can.
warning.
But you know what?
If
There
you've
may
got a
be
low
some
end
issues out there that
PC,
we don't know.
this performance
That's-
update might
that's
end
kinda
up
just
actually
what
being
happens when
worse.
you're in
And I know this from
early
talking to the
access.
people that are helping make my game, or making the game, and other people that are helping doing stuff as well. Like, these engine updates
Like,
aren't
with any
always the
update or any
best.
patch, we might be patching the update quickly after if something blows up on us.
Exactly.
Cool. Yeah, great. So TLDR, we're going to have feature updates versus content updates, where content has meaty, chunky, longer updates, where feature content is like engine upgrade, performance, small little things that you would add to the game. So you guys ready to peel back the curtain and show off some cool stuff?
Let's show off
Yeah, they
some
should
cool
have done
stuff.
the
That's first
compliment
coming in our
sandwich.
feature update, and then we'll
Little
go
good
into
stuff,
some
bad
Ladybug
stuff, good stuff.
And pretty much everything we're going to show you guys is all great. So at least some of it's actually realized in the game, but it's to sort of set a about like, hey, how did we come up with this stuff?
I
What are we
don't get
doing?
why it's only
What are we gonna
concepts.
see?
Could they
I do
not
have one
take
other
any
thing I want to say.
screenshots?
We gave that little tease of the
woolly aphid.
woolly aphid.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny watching everyone's reaction and be like, oh, like that's cool, but that's it. And then people taking a second rewatch and be like, wait, what's that? Wait,
Right.
what's that over there? And I'm just gonna say this, like in general, like I love Easter egg. Like I always love like putting little things here or there. And I'm saying this ahead of what we're about to do right now too, because we might always put stuff out there. And maybe this is part of the fun of us being in early access and us doing this from more regularly is, maybe take a second look at what we put out there to see if you can find some things or talk about some things, because we might hide more than what's just on the surface. From like what we put on our key art to what we
Shut
put in the
up,
game or
Matt,
any
Matt,
other
the
trailers.
point
Like
that
we
the
always try
toxic
to put a little
pools
bit more
in that
into
winter
it.
update tease.
So, I just want to call that out too, of maybe there's always a little bit more on the surface than what we initially show or what's out there. And I like to watch people have fun trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So there you go. Let's do it.
All right. So speaking of December update, that means holiday stuff.
Holiday stuff. And you're going to get a big brown tree. You're bad.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
No colors.
You haven't
No
got
colours.
a fucking screenshot
No,
of a
no.
tree
Because
that you've had in the game
No,
before.
just to say, like,
And it's
you know,
just
when
a
we
new
look
model.
at stuff, we usually do at least
Come
a
on,
few different
guys.
concepts. So when we were looking at doing in this holiday update a Christmas tree, we did 3 different kinds. The ones on the left is bug legs. The one in the middle is using weed stems, and then the one on the right is using some sort of
Is it clover?
no, they're insect pieces. The carapace. The leaves are the carapace of insects with then lights on it. And so, we kind of look at like, hey, how do we take like a different take on this and come up with something that looks or feels cool?
To be fair, the last Christmas tree did look shit. It was like some sad little branch. So an upgrade's better, but no picture.
But yeah, if you flip over to the next slide, you can
All right,
see
this one's for Jade because he was mad there were going to be no screenshots.
There you go.
Yes!
Boom.
Hey!
Screenshot. So this is what it
Screenshot.
ultimately becomes.
Yeah, so it looks like that. And obviously this is lit normally, like during the day, and then at night, obviously the lights will all be lit up on their own, so you get a kind of cool, like, little Christmas tree effect. Of course, we throw hoops in there so you can see scale. But this is how this stuff comes together. Just fun things for us to throw into the game. To kind of go along the same thing, we knew that people would want to hang up their own lights. So, like,
Okay, yeah.
We
Now
started
this is
experimenting
good.
with different lights.
Okay, we get a
Go for it.
picture.
Keep going. You're on
More?
the roll, man. I
Oh,
talk
what?
too much.
Yeah, no, so like, what are different types of lights that would make sense? Like, I'm not sure that glow sticks make a whole lot of sense, but we have them in there, so,
Yeah, that's perfect. Shut
maybe
up,
we
Chris.
make an
That's
entire
great.
string out of glow sticks, maybe we just use crystals. I don't even remember what that stuff is on the top.
Sap?
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
it just
like-
sap with a light
Like if
stuck
it
in
was
it?
like if you did glass blowing but with sap as
Yeah.
a tiny
Yeah.
miniature
Sap
person.
blowing.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
we didn't do those. We did the one on the bottom with the crystals.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can string those up across the wall.
Can you hide
and
our
they light the
camera,
night.
Chris?
Just a second.
Just a second, thank you.
Yeah.
They're going to go hard.
Yeah.
They're going to be really cool. I can't
Yeah.
lie. I can't knock
So
that. That's
this is
something
just a little
cool and
taste of
new.
the stuff that we're
Make
going to
your
have
Christmas taste a
there
bit
in
better.
the holiday update. We got a bunch of stuff going on. Of course, we got some big changes actually in the world, right? So there are Christmas lights hung up across the snack bar and in the Twin Pines area. And then, of course, there's stuff that you can build. And there will be some little rewards. So this will be very, very early in December. We'll get this
Yep.
to everybody out there as a little holiday update.
So there won't just be a tech thing. We always are lower the bar. It won't just be a tech thing. There will be some
No.
stuff to kind of go out and do to celebrate the holidays, to decorate your bases. We love the holiday kind of like
Yep.
updates and added features, and we want to actually continue to grow and expand on this. I mean, we were after Halloween, we were already talking about like all of the other stuff we wanted to do for Halloween the following, like next year. So we want to keep expanding like how we celebrate like different holidays, and because it can be really fun kind of and grounded. So I hope you all enjoy this stuff and get excited. Yeah, early December you'll be able to check this out. In addition to all of the technical
The tech
updates that we
stuff,
have.
yeah, the optimizations and performance.
Optimizations needed.
All right,
the
let's
game
see
does
what's
run
next.
like crap on lower end systems.
I think we're
Series
moving
S.
into Ladybug development. And so here's a little preface on all this.
They did say they changed
Some of
a
these
lot this.
concepts are actually pretty old.
Yes.
Right? Some of them go back to near the start of the project. We took the entire sort of history of our trials and tribulations with trying to figure out this buggy and are putting them on display for you. And,
Yeah, I like
and if
this.
this works and if you guys dig it, we can kind of do these sort of deep dives into features like this in the
Yes.
future. We also know y'all are going to take screenshots of all this stuff and dissect it and try and look through it and see like whatever crazy stuff is going on in here. And so for the most part, we left our little notes on here and whatever else and are like, you know what? Check it out. Look at all the like crazy stuff that we talked about in our journey to get to where we got to. In a handful of places, I went through and I sort of sanitized this. You'll see I have a little woolly aphid sticker that I slapped in a couple of places. But trust me, if there was anything that we were okay with letting slip through to you folks, we did. So yeah, what you're seeing here, these are actually some slightly more recent turrets with us like trying to figure out like, do we just want the turret on the back? Can we still do this? Actually, wait, let me take a step back.
Yeah.
So originally the Ladybug, we were like, this is going to be our co-op buggy.
Yep.
And I think we told you all that. We probably even showed you some concepts or thoughts about what we were going to do with that. Our high concept was like, how do we make this like
No, you can show us now.
a sort of like a tank-like sort of buggy. So somebody's manning the turret, somebody's driving it, kind of like a slower version of a Warthog or something like that. And so, these are some explorations of that. Maybe it's just a tank that's driven by one person, or maybe it's two people. What should the actual turrets look like? And so that's just a bunch of this stuff.
Yeah, and I'll say that even early on, like when I came on last.
They have said they're revisiting this because they just don't think it's fun enough. So I guess hopefully, this kind of feedback would be good to hear from us, right? Say what works for you. Can it be 2-player? Can it be 1-player? Does it need to be automated?
See, like how things have to start being built off and protruding, and it's so incredible to me, by the way, just how the concept team at Eidos like figures out how to kind of make it work, and then we have to realize that kind of in 3D. But like even that, it's starting to reach this limit of making the buggy feel like off balance and awkward and like not like it would really fit. And then the second piece that you can kind of see here is where we actually place the turret, and then how that camera work would work between like if you're manning the like kind of driving the buggy versus manning the turret, and not being able to accidentally like both shoot your partner in the back of the head with your acorn cannon, or be able to shoot up and around in kind of a 360. So this is where some of this like tensions really, even early in concept, started to emerge, where we were like, well, we still want to move forward. Like, let's try it. Let's see what we can learn. Let's see what we can explore, because we know we want to do a multiplayer buggy.
Yeah.
So
How do we do it?
Let's try to push this as far as we can to figure out how we do it.
I mean, there were a bunch of prototypes too. So
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, but if you
We're
want to
gonna
go to,
show you, like-
we'll keep going. We don't have people to be able to read every little sticky note beforehand.
Yeah.
But like,
so
here
again,
we're more.
so like this is what we're talking about. How many different concepts we were like, okay, so if we put the turret like right on top of the buggy with the player in it, like it starts obstructing the camera view. So what can we do to maybe lessen that? Can we make it so that the player stands on the back and operates the turret from there while the other player is still riding in the front?
With the
Will
stickers.
this work? This was actually an idea that sounded good on paper and really practically just really didn't work. The camera couldn't feel good. It was sort of impossible. And so, this was something we
The Ladybug's
just tinkered
too
with
small.
very quickly
It is
and
too
said, like,
small.
never mind, we're not even going to really try
So
this.
I see some questions coming through chat too, from like,
yeah,
how
I'm
does
looking.
all this work like if you're playing solo? So that was the other thing that we were trying to figure out or determine was were things like, if some people don't play multiplayer, so if we have a multiplayer buggy, we have to make it functional in solo. And so how do we have you quickly swap seats maybe between between being in the driving position and manning the turret? We did get some good prototypes that figured out how to do that
Yep, we were
over
able to do
time.
that.
Yeah.
But that was 100% another consideration we had was just making sure, or do you have to like get out of the seat and man the turret, and that's part of the trade-off of being in single player, as it becomes like a stationary kind of like
a stationary turret.
like,
really.
yeah, stationary
It's
turret
just
versus a
stationary
mobile turret. So we were that was just another consideration that was making this again really
Challenging.
complicated, really challenging. Of like, how do we really pull this off so it's fun no matter how you're playing?
Yeah, and what you're going to use it for?
And again, chat, we're talking about the
if you're
concepts here. I know there's a lot of questions for solo players, but
By the way, this is all not happening for the
Yeah.
like we'll get
Oh,
to
yeah.
that part just so it's clear.
we're building up.
If
Let
you're
us
joining late.
Yeah, take
So
the
you
journey.
know.
Take the journey with us.
This is
Black
story
Beetle-
time.
Black Beetle would be good
We're
enough.
story timing.
All right, let's
Or
go
stink
to
bug.
the
Yeah,
next
let's go to the next
one.
one.
With the gas. Maybe you'd use it as
Yeah,
a gas
so
turret.
this is more actual realization on this. Again, trying to figure out like, hey, for these cannons, and we'll show a slide in a second about still trying to realize the cannons. How big can they be? Like, if we have this too large, how does it actually obstruct that camera? We even went so far as to have two different cameras, one for who was driving,
Yep.
and one for who was actually in the turret. And can we have a bigger turret if we do that? And also, how ridiculous is this Ladybug looking now with all this stuff on it? And is this even making sense anymore?
The ladybugs are tough, though. They're tough.
They are tough. It's going to get worse, though.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
You want to show the next one?
Let's do it.
Let's jump in.
Yeah, this is unrecognizable.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this is the first idea of having, maybe we could have like a reclining turret on the top, one that you actually sort of slide into and sit down
Lazy
on.
boy.
And how would that actually work? And maybe it just makes sense to have it only, maybe we just get rid of the turret, and how do we do that? And again, playing around with this thing to again trying to figure out how do I make this thing work? Up in the top right, that you just covered up. No, thanks for getting rid of it.
It's all good. Good job.
You can see an actual, like, effectively a gray box, although in this case more of like a pink box version of like, hey, what would this look like in game? And that's an actual mocked up prototype in game of the character in more of a reclined state, shooting the turret, which is now very similar to the ones that are at the top of the screen. And does that actually make sense from a camera standpoint? So again, a lot of just iteration on trying to figure this thing out.
Raiding
We'll go
bug
ahead and go to the
castle.
I
next
will say,
slide.
hold on, before we go to the next one. I did love the reference of the playground toys with the little rocking horse thing.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that being like a thing that I don't know if you ever did this as a kid, of like really like lean back and then be like flop back and forth super
Yep.
fast. And it did make me laugh. And
I
that's
like seeing
typically
this
how you
stuff,
get
though.
to my heart,
This
is
is
make
what
me
I
laugh
think
on like
absolutely, yeah.
thinking about
Glad
like
they're gonna
the
do
turd just on the top bouncing around
That's
like
it.
undulating. And part of this is the spirit of like, hey, how do you make these things fun and kind of ridiculous? And I did really love that as a part solution. I don't know if I loved you dangling your feet and kicking the ladybug in the eyes
In
as
the
you
eyeballs.
as you were kind of moving forward. So yeah, now you
That's
go
one
on
of
to
the
next one.
problems here. Even as we get into what was like essentially our final co-op version of this, you can go forward again.
Yeah.
I think we've got 2 slides before we get there.
Yeah, here we go.
This is
one
us
here-
like,
here, right on the one.
hey, how do we even want this turret attached to the top of this thing? In this case, they've got like, a quadruped spider thing to hold it in place, the sort of bowl slipping together on the right-hand side, and then in the middle move like a spring toy. Like,
I like the stacking bowl idea.
I like the stacking bowls, yeah.
a bowl and a
seems
bowl
the most
filled with goo. So yeah, we ultimately landed on something that was very similar to that actual right-handed version, which is actually effectively invisible. But yeah, we can move forward. Again, just sort of figuring all this stuff out. And this is essentially some of the final concepts before our actual co-op version was actually largely realized in game with loose artwork, but basically this setup, this gun,
Okay, this is cool.
this
This cool.
driver's seat, 2 different cameras, an understanding of how we wanted the ammo system to work with. There's actually a tank on the back that feeds into the gun, and the gun shoots
Nice.
water droplets
Ooh.
that do inflict damage, and in fact are fantastic against flying creatures. So it's effectively an anti-aircraft gun. And in the co-op version too, I think you just pressed Y on an Xbox controller to switch back and forth from being in the driver's seat to sliding up and being in the turret seat. And we actually tried this where if you were in the turret seat, and I'm talking in single player now, in single player, if you were in the turret seat, we had the Ladybug attack on its own, just like a normal buggy would. And so it would go and aggro whatever, and you would be on the back shooting while it was doing its thing. We also tried having it hunker down and essentially turn into a formation
Like
again,
a siege tank, yeah.
The siege
Yeah.
tank,
What's
yeah.
going on there?
So that it would stay in place where you were shooting.
And hey, go ahead.
go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this part, even though not all this stuff ever comes to fruition, like it creates so many ideas and so many thoughts of like, well, what else could we do? And I loved. It was almost like it made the buggy feel when we allowed the buggy to move while you were shooting. It made it feel like an animal. Like if you had a tamed animal, it wouldn't just stay there stationary. If it was getting attacked, it would like attack
Right.
back.
Yeah.
And I think that movement and that unpredictability, super hard and can be frustrating in actual practice. Like when you actually put it out into the world, you all would be probably really mad if we ship with something like that, but also is like a little bit like riding a bull, in my head it was like bull riding with a turret on the top, and you're just
Kind of
like,
makes sense
bull
though.
riding
If you're
around.
playing 2-player, at least the 1 player can move and then stand still, and then you can shoot. Like, I don't mind that. That's okay if it moves around a bit hard to shoot. You just stand still.
The turret stuck on top, so
Yeah.
it was super wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can go for one more.
One more.
Green bottle.
Yeah. So again,
yeah.
this is just a close-up of this. So the reason why we included this one here is just it was a nice close-up of it in terms of like what the realization of this thing looked like. And I want to say, like, even though we backed off of this co-op design,
So this is
and what's going to be in the winter update is going to be single player. We're going to talk about that in a second.
right.
We still love this. We still think there's promise here
Yeah. Just put
that we
another
couldn't
bug in.
quite crack it for this update. Doesn't mean that it's not coming in some sort of saddle update someday, because we would really love to do it. We have a lot of crazy ideas
We know
for
they're working on saddles separately.
things that we could do with Ladybug.
That might
and
come
we
back
still
in the
think this
future.
is
Different
viable
saddles for all your buggies.
and one that could be a lot of fun, particularly when we get into some of the later areas of the park.
And most importantly, I think for single players, one of the things we really figured out was, or that I felt really good by the time we got to the end of this, was transitioning seats, transitioning positions on the buggy.
We did,
That felt super, super smooth. Like that had
Yep.
nothing to do with like any of the challenges as to why we actually moved away. Like that felt great. Like moving from position to position, and I think that's going to serve us really, really well when inevitably we do a multiplayer buggy, because like we were able to solve that kind of movement and making
Yep.
that feel like snappy and quick, and not kind of like punishing you if you did decide to play like solo at all. The last thing I wanted to say is one of the pieces that always makes it kind of like both fun and more complicated is you all can see like there's a bunch of like materials that we have to think about, right? And so every time we're going through anything we make, because it's so bushcraft focused, it's like, well, what is this all made of? Like, what pieces do we put together? And I think it's like the bushcraft before the bushcraft of like the like, I don't know, what would this be made out of? Oh, maybe some pumpkin bits, which might be, you know, a
Yep.
new thing to the garden area. Like, and we have to think about new resources and old resources to kind of keep a good economy balance as well. So I think that also just makes it fun of, this is this much work, and this is just for the
Blackout
Ladybug.
pieces.
This has nothing to do with anything else
Remember,
that
this
we
is
actually
being
have in the
cancelled now.
garden.
True.
We're not
And I
getting
think it just
this,
kind
we're
of
getting
like, I don't know,
something
hopefully
different.
shows like, you know,
Still,
there's a lot of
Blackout's
people,
confirmed.
you know, across Obsidian, but especially at IDOS, who are working
Yeah.
really, really hard kind of every day in and day out to kind of pull this stuff together. And again,
Yeah.
this is all leading to a thing of, we're not this thing.
This is
really
just
fun.
to set expectations. This is not happening.
Yes.
The co-op Ladybug buggy.
Yeah.
But let's
All right, let's move forward.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, turret stuff.
just some
Yeah,
fun
so-
concept art stuff.
Okay.
So,
I was
yeah,
gonna say,
so-
please don't tell me you went to
This is a transition from the co-op into the single player. But the one thing here
The
is,
other turrets look
again, talking about materials and things like that. The reason why this slide is included in here is because, like, there are elements in these concepts that are really, really cool. Like, when you look at the bottom left one, is like, does that really look like it's like a bushcraft thing? Like, most of it looks good, but the actual barrels itself feel like very World War II. They feel like super high crafted, not very bushcrafty. Again, like the middle, the bottom center version, like does that like sighting reticle make sense? Like, is that bushcrafty? No. Like the one
Yeah.
on the
Put
top
some
left
twigs
looks pretty good.
on a
And so, like,
ring of
we
rope.
do go through a lot of conversations with this kind of stuff and try to figure out, like, okay, what's simple, what works? Again, what are the materials that we're using for the bushcraft? Because we really want, when I say we, I'm talking about us and IDOS and everybody, hopefully you guys, really want all of the different elements of everything that we create to be unifying, like that pervasive feel of like all of this stuff was somehow miraculously bushcrafted, you know, by our teens in the park using these materials. And so sometimes we go through some experiments like this, trying to nail something down like the turret on Ladybug, and have to go through a couple different iterations to find what feels like, yes, a turret, but also, yes, bushcrafty.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
So
Okay, this is cool. This I
Moving
like.
forward to what does the single player version look like? And this was the initial concept. Of course, we've done so much deep work already on the Ladybug buggy that this was basically the first concept. We simplify this. We know what our cannon shape looks like. We know basically what the turret looks like. We understand the ammo.
Pumpkin.
We understand what the materials look like.
I'm taking it.
Just kind of how do we want this thing to look. We were able to knock this out really, really quick and have a pretty good idea moving forward. The one element of this, but kind of going back to what you were saying about the design team at IDOS, like they put so much work into that co-op version, and amazingly so. Like the work that they did was freaking brilliant. That we didn't quite have it. Like I think with enough time, we'll have it cracked. And we'll do it eventually. Flipping over to this, man, they had a prototype together of this like so quickly, and it was so easy for us to step from. We're trying so hard on this co-op thing, but you know what? If we're going to finish this update in time, we have to cut bait on this and let's go do this thing because we think it will be similarly cool. And they adapted so quick and we're on this so fast. It was awesome. Yeah. So from here we move on to the last one, which is incredibly. There's another one right after this, Eric.
Oh, Slate. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. This is basically the unrendered version of what you're going to wind up seeing in the game now.
Some of the spikes
And
are okay.
This thing, I
Some
think,
of them look a bit too
controls
much.
pretty much exactly like you would expect it to control.
Yeah, it's not over.
Hopefully,
It's not Mad Max.
run around on it and shoot,
Maybe just a
and
couple
feels pretty
spikes on
good.
its head.
When you mount it, you hop right into the turret and can immediately shoot with stuff. You still have access to some limited melee attacks with the Ladybug. But otherwise, it doesn't really do anything while you're in the turret. This is primarily what you use it for. Again, it is freaking awesome against flyers. And I'll just say, and other fights in the update. We are still doing a lot of tuning with it right now, but this thing is working in the game. It feels really, really good right now. It took us a long time to get here, obviously, as you saw from that evolution of stuff that we were just chatting about. But I think that gave us a really good foundation, again,
What is this black
to maybe pursue that
thing
again
here?
in the future, and then to immediately
Like the
land
aphid
on this
tiger.
and be able to realize it really quickly, both artistically and from a design perspective and a gameplay perspective,
We're gonna get
pretty
this
much all at
made
the same time.
into,
And so pretty excited about where this is going right now.
Emotes people or stickers in my Discord,
talked a
and we
lot
use them every
I'm
time.
just
I'm like,
letting
what?
you roll, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to
No,
get.
you're very-
Also, if
People
I,
like to see the passion.
I get more tempted.
Well, I'll use it on my leak videos.
Staying quiet because I get more tempted to like say things that I know I shouldn't say.
Yeah, go on.
I was on
Spoil
vacation,
things.
so
So that's why I'm like listening and I'm kind of thinking like I could say that thing. I don't know how many people will be mad at me for saying this thing. So we'll keep clicking and maybe I'll come back to saying more
okay.
things.
All right. So let's move with some more
Yeah,
concepts.
this is where I'll start talking.
You want to start talking?
No, go for it. No, go ahead, go for it.
Yeah, we'd
Yeah,
seen
keep
this
going.
on-
I was
this-
gonna say, like, we embrace the idea of having different saddles for the different buggies. Obviously, some of these things are a little ways off, but just like I had mentioned, hey, there's room for us to still have that co-op buggy saddle in the future. That is not the only Ladybug saddle that we've ever discussed. At some point in the future, like, there's a couple different things. These are some
be good.
concepts for effectively what is a Ladybug
Dual use.
combine, a Ladybug tractor,
Yeah.
right? Like, flip to the
Tractor.
next one.
Maybe things protect you in heat. Maybe things can help harvest the
Yeah.
different materials. Maybe
So-
things are better as battering rams. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But the idea that you could maybe hook something onto your Ladybug and use it as like effectively what is a lawnmower or a harvesting tool, use it as a battering ram, all kinds of stuff. And these are the sorts of things that we talk about pretty regularly. And part of the fun of actually sharing this in this environment with you guys is like, it'll be fun to hear from you about like, man, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a terrible idea. Wow. Why would you guys, aren't you guys supposed to be professional game makers? How did you possibly come up with that idea? Like, I think all of these things are make sense to us. So, wanted to include these, just say, like, there's lots of places to go. One of the things, actually, side story, just to go crazy off topic with
Bring
things
the
I should
camera
never
back,
bring
Marco.
up, is that I, really early on in the project, and part of the reason why I think it turned into a co-op buggy in the first place, was because I just loved this idea that, like, the Ladybug, you could put, like, effectively, like a truck camper on the back of.
Yeah, you wanted to make
turrets.
the Ladybug a trailer.
I wanted to make it an Oliphant from Lord of the Rings with all the kids up on the
man,
top of
that would've
it,
been
shooting
sick.
their bows and
is,
arrows down.
again, to go back to it,
By
which
the
is
way-
why all of those things sticking off the side of the Ladybug that makes it look unbalanced like it was
Yeah.
just a big top, that came, from the wonderful mind of Chris Parker.
from the unedited, unproperly edited mind of Chris Parker. So there's lots of ideas that we have, and it'll be interesting to see which ones actually work and which ones we can realize. But this has been our journey with the Ladybug so far. It's been pretty cool.
I also want to make to lower expectations, because I'm always a lower expectation person.
That's a good idea.
Is
That's a good idea.
is that base one that you saw with the turret definitely shipping. We'll talk to you more about it in January. All these upgrades in January, I wouldn't get your hopes up for that. But this is stuff for the future.
This is exploratory stuff.
People ask for things.
What's interesting here is most of these materials are early game. So to me, it says that they originally were thinking of having this, realised it weren't going to be fun enough, and people would probably moan about just being able to get more grass quicker. I mean, I like the idea of it, or stones, just hoover up anything. And then they thought, let's make it a turret. Let's give them something a bit more exciting, and we'll come back to this as part of our Saddles update, which they're doing in the future.
These sorts of things that we explore.
I think it's cool to show this stuff though, because it's showing that we in the team at IDOS are exploring things. And we're not just thinking of one thing; we're thinking of other possibilities for the future. It may work out, or it may not, because a lot of times there's a lot of prototypes that just don't work and doesn't get into the game. But I think it's cool to showcase this to the community.
Yeah, cool. Well, we'll keep doing it. Unless you all hate it, then we'll stop doing it, I guess. That's what we'll do.
This is in effect its own. This is its own prototype. This is a prototype casually grounded.
Oh, how can we forget this? Also,
jump in.
You need your buggy. Your buggy needs its own space. Your buggy needs its own place to sleep. So these are some early concepts of kind of like thinking about your buggy den. And I really love where we actually ended up going with this one, because it's more adorable. Like, the Ladybug is an initial creature that is both terrifying and adorable. Like, it's both always at the same time. And I think that, putting a bunch of spikes on it as the immediate reaction of, like, how do we build a saddle for the Ladybug? It speaks to that, like, the terrifying part. I think this buggy den kind of buggy base is what speaks to the adorable part, especially the next iteration. But we did want to show some of these earlier ones of, like, they were more of, like, tent inspired.
Yeah, these are cool. I love a reason to have more buggy buildings, make the base feel more live.
So we got two
Here
more.
we go.
This is where we start going,
First
though,
one was
kind of in
better.
terms of iteration, which was just a buggy sleeping bag, which I think is just it's.
Gigantic, made out 200 grubs.
We got to figure out a way to maybe make. This is me just doing things. See, this is why I don't talk as much, Chris. I'm gonna be quiet right after this. We got to figure out a way you can, like, snug in there, like just like a sleep animation that if you wanted to, you could just, like, snug in right close with your Ladybug buggy to stay warm.
And
The first one looks like
Marcus
a
really
Ladybug,
loves bugs.
like Hot Pocket.
that's what it's a hot pocket.
No, it's a sleeping bag.
It is a sleeping,
Sleeping bag is
but-
a hot pocket.
Yeah.
It's literally a hot
It
pocket.
looks like a very gourmet
They
dish.
can't use they don't have opposable thumbs to do zippers.
I'm just saying it looks delicious. I don't know. It looks edible.
Yeah, I agree.
You want
It's
the
like
next
a
one?
ladybug
The
pie.
next one's very close.
The next
and
one's
then-
closer to
and then the
the
last one is the
iteration,
final
the final
concept.
iteration.
All right, we'll go to the next one.
This one gets closer.
This one's getting very close.
But
Again,
it needed a little more pizzazz to it. That's like
Yeah.
that was the thought of this one. It's like, oh, it looks kind of like it does look like a meat pocket.
Yeah, it's like an empanada or something with a leaf dressing on the bottom.
It totally
It
does.
looks great though.
It does. But ultimately, I think we are going to end up with this last one. What's up,
this next
guys?
one.
The great John
There
Lewis.
you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this
Add
is
a
kind
little bit of
more-
color that is more appropriate,
Can we go,
I think, to the Ladybug.
Full screen, please, Chris.
And yeah, this is basically what it's going to look like realized
Your
in the
buggy
game.
hot pocket.
Very close.
This would be a fun one. Yeah, so this is kind of where your buggy will sleep, as the last part of the buggy journey between kind of saddles. Your buggy. What?
Almost kind of prefer it if it just slept on top rather than inside, like a dog bed.
Yeah,
It's a
your
nest.
nest.
Oh,
I don't know. Like I
nest.
couldn't. I like.
Nest, spider nest. I guess is ladybug
I don't know why
nest.
I was based on that. Anyway, this is kind of where it'll go of like how we're doing this. This is the end, right?
This is the end.
That's the end.
Yeah,
That's
that's the end.
the
That
slideshow.
was our discussion of Ladybug.
That's the discussion of Ladybug. I'm confident that this is just like feels like, oh, well then what about like show us more of the biome? Show us like 50,000 of the creatures that you're
No,
thinking
not
about
really.
planning and making.
You can do that next
Um,
week.
Maybe we'll show you that more later. Maybe we'll do this more regularly and show you more of that stuff later. We want to start with the Ladybug because I had kind of started this with like talking about our change for the Ladybug. So
Yeah,
we're like, let's
like-
finish
Right.
that story.
I think a while back we talked about that we're not doing the co-op Ladybug buggy.
Yep.
We're saving that for something later. But I was
Well,
good.
you said maybe not.
I said maybe not.
Yeah.
I
You
always
said
will
maybe
caveat.
not. And the nice thing actually about that was you saying maybe not and casually grounded made a lot of people go like, should it be not? And then we had some conversations and made it not. So yeah, it's good. It was good.
Just a recap, and then I'm sure we're down to answer a few questions if we have the time. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
we
much time
have we have some time to answer some questions.
We can answer. We can answer the questions that we can answer, but
Don't
just
say them yet because we're still
don't
talking.
say them yet. Just the recap, though. We now have two types of updates. We have content updates, which are the big, meaty updates. Those are the things that biomes, new buggies, new creatures, new quests. And then we have feature updates, and those are going to be tighter, kind of more technical focus updates, or also like more subtle feature updates, like tweaks to the Omni tool, or even things like I'll even call like the Axel boss fight, even though that's content. We'll put that in the bucket of feature updates, and we're trying to call these two different things so you all know what to be excited about, when to come back, all those sort of things. Our next feature update, which will be upgrade to Unreal 5.6, a bunch of like kind of performance and optimization stuff, and then the holiday content that we showed at the beginning. That'll be out in very early December. We don't have a exact date yet, but it'll be super early December. Our next content update, which is the big kind of garden biome one, we'll have news about that in January. We'll talk about it in January. We'll share everything with you all then. I know it stinks, but we're still not late technically because winter is big. Winter's coming. That's what they say, at least.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
Yeah.
So I know that people are excited, and we definitely want to kind of give you all as much as possible as soon as possible.
Bite my tongue.
But we want to make sure it's good. We want to make sure you all like it. And we also want to make sure the game is great and stable. So when your friends inevitably join, they have a good time too. So we're trying to clean that up.
They
as we
should
go
get
as well.
playgrounds out.
So,
They should have got that
great.
Anything
for
else?
us
I
to
missed
test
anything
it
in
in the
my summary?
PTB over Christmas.
No, I think that's perfect.
Right. And we're going to do these more often. Of just giving you a peek behind the curtains, telling you what we're doing.
Yeah, Unreal 5.6. 5.6. Yep.
To be specific. There is no Unreal 6 yet.
Yep.
Don't send Epic after me.
I can't wait for Unreal 6.7 though. That's gonna be great.
Don't stop. Please don't do that. I hated everything. My skin is crawling. I'm so angry. I'm so angry right now. Please don't. Please don't.
All right. Let's
pivot out of this.
I thought
Let's,
we made a commitment not
that's
to
a
do this.
great way to transition to.
That's just poo poo. That's all I gotta say. That's just straight poo poo.
That's caca. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Let's open up both chats, Twitch and YouTube, to we'll do some questions, a little Q&A. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get slow mode on and ask away, chat. If I have bought the Mimidars pack to get these, will the sketches be added to the art book? That's a great question.
We will be updating the art book with each major content update. So the announcement that we make in January, when we actually come up with that update, we will
Founders
update
pack
it.
shit. Fuck
Some
off.
of these might be in there, some of them won't.
Fucking
We
ask
just
me
kind of like
dumbass
pick and
questions.
choose what
There's
concept art we really like.
There's so much. There's so
that we
much
have.
art. There's so much.
But
Yeah.
some of that will be in there for sure.
For the stuff that we showed you guys today, like a lot of that stuff was like very experimental concepts. Like these are things that these are super, super talented concept artists, right? And so we have ideas, they go work on stuff for like a few hours or a day, and we'll come up with a ton of different ideas, and then we can kind of hone in on those things. The more realized concepts take a bit longer, And so the things that tend to show up in the art book
not much
tend to
difference,
be the more realized, more final concepts. The stuff that we showed you today was a
fussed
little
that
bit
edge
more
out,
about
yeah.
the process. And so you saw a lot of stuff that was like very work in progress, very like stuff that for sure was going to get left on the cutting room floor because you're taking a ton of ideas and you're throwing them all at the
this
wall and seeing
question
what's going to
sucked up
stick and
all
then, what are you going to
life
move
over the
forward
Founders
with.
Pack.
And so, yeah, what you saw today was like 90% of that will not appear in an art book.
Someone asked about a question on the buggy no longer wanting to hug you all the time. So the way we're trying to see is that the buggy will have a distance now. So like if you're chopping down a grass plank or harvesting a resource node and the buggy comes and jumps into your face and now you're riding your buggy. There's a set distance so they won't be in your face all the time. So you can keep harvesting without your buggy wanting to hug you.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
It was just tweaks to sort of their behavior in terms of their follow distance and them respecting a little bit more distance. And yeah, basically what you said, Eric.
Yeah, FSR will be in the December update as well as, I always say this wrong, DLSS.
I'm gonna ask it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. What else? The chats are moving quick.
Steve repeated, you can't have Chris's car. Sorry. Other Chris behind the computer. Let's see.
Hopefully anything, I'm trying to bucket some of these together. So again, part of our early December update is a technical and performance one. So any like, hey, what are we doing to fix? There's a million reasons why you may have certain things, whether it's like latency or frame rate. But the upgrade to 5.6, in addition to some of the other tweaks that we're making, is hopefully going to address some of those things, whether you're in multiplayer or a single player. And if it doesn't, we'll
It
keep
works.
fixing it
I could
until
play Playgrounds
We're
mode
going to
right
keep working
now
on it.
using mods and dev builds.
Yeah, we know builders want curtains. It's on the suggestion list, and the dev teams are very aware of the need for that. Our merch store is not open currently right now, so when the Xbox Gear Ship gets back online, we'll have grounded merch back.
This is why they need to just have some questions.
Frame generation, we're not going to have at this stage. We're looking to add that in the future. This is like base FSR
Put it out the day
DLSS.
before.
Did you talk about,
Discord
did you hit
asked some
on
questions.
coziness or
So actually, yeah, I totally did not do that.
Or,
Actually,
or peeper?
coziness will be back in for the this feature update, the early December feature update.
Okay.
Turning coziness back on so that we can start getting some feedback and make sure that all the values still make sense and all that kind of stuff. And anything that was new is actually accounted for properly. And then also, yeah, we have an update for the Peeper. The Peeper 2.0 is going in. That is not 100% of everything we want to do with the Peeper, to be honest. But its initial update is there and it's in and doing stuff that we wanted to do. And so, yeah, that's also in there.
So a lot of people are asking stuff about, thank you, I just remember that and I want to make sure we touched on some of the other stuff that'll be in the December update. A lot of people are asking about like higher tier stuff, like higher tier creatures and higher tier Omni tool and weapons and stuff. That will come in the content update that we'll talk about more in January. That's where that's where we'll start adding more higher tier stuff. I know people want higher tier things. That's when it will come.
Yeah, Playgrounds won't be in the December update. We're still cooking on some things.
Playgrounds will be sooner than Grounded 1, though, is what I'll say about Playgrounds. We want to bring Playgrounds in earlier.
Yeah, it's meant to be part of the winter
I'll follow
update.
your lead on that one. Sounds good.
Can we get a
build limit slider? So, did we?
We did talk about this.
Did we put the toggle in for the build limit already? Is that already in there? Is that in the build?
'Cause
You guys out there, is the toggle for the build limit in there?
It's not in currently. No, I don't think
It's not in currently.
No, no, no.
Okay.
It's not,
We
that's
played
showing-
different versions of the game than you all
played
don't
so
know.
So many
it is
versions
not. It
of
is,
the game.
yeah.
I believe that's in this early December patch. So I know that the initial work on it was done. So that should be like right around the corner. And that'll just let you turn that off so the building limit isn't there, particularly for PC folks.
Yeah, mega builders.
Yeah, mega builders for sure. And then that'll just have some warnings on it, primarily for the Series S, which, the memory constraints are a little tighter on.
Yeah.
And I see Tiny, just for Tiny, there's a new reduction on the amount of pebblets required to make pebblet floors or roads.
Oh yeah, they were like 3 before, I think. Or sorry,
It was
they were
10.
10
It
before.
was
Now
10.
I think they're
No,
2 or 3.
I think we got down to 3.
Yeah, I think it's 2 or 3.
So 3 pebblets instead of 10.
There was another overly expensive economy piece in that same bit of community feedback. We also changed. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but yeah, definitely the pebblet path/road is changed.
I noticed some people are asking about kind of PTB timing for this first feature update in December. There won't be a PTB; it'll be available to everyone in early December. Moving forward, though, will PTB basically all of our updates, whether they're a feature update or their content update, we'll start PTBing them ahead of time, and those are a few weeks before it comes out for kind of like the official release date. So, what else is on here? See anything fun first?
Will there be any chance of for the Red Ant Soldier buggy to have an upgrade to chop higher tier resources?
Buggy progression is on our roadmap.
Buggy progression is on our roadmap. So I'll be honest with you. The idea of chopping higher tier stuff, yes. There was a bit of an internal debate. I'll go down a road I shouldn't go down about whether higher tier ants could also do things like bust. Like, I don't know how that makes sense in the world, but since they are sort of the like harvesty general purpose buggy, like maybe that would make sense and make them more versatile. And maybe that only means that like, oh, it can chop tier 2, but it can bust tier 1. There's been a lot of debate about that, and I don't think we've really landed on what everybody wants to do.
You'd get more buggies,
but yes, as you
just make the others
the
redundant.
idea is that as part of buggy
If you have
progression,
tier 2 Black Ant,
you will
tier
upgrade
3
saddles, and that will have certain benefits, like allowing them to chop higher tier stuff.
Or mow your lawn.
Yeah, I prefer the idea of saddles doing that really.
In the future.
Yep.
We don't want 5 different ant buggies. We want some cool.
So we
different
had the
buggies.
grass regrow to fix an issue, and it was like a one-time regrow. Even though if people deforested all the grass, we had to for the specific fix to make the right resources grow back. We had to make everything grow back. So I mean, we do apologize, but now you got more resources.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know if you want to talk about that one. A way to transport bases.
We've talked about it.
We've talked about
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I mean, that's one of our eventual goals for the Ladybug buggy. Actually, is to be able to put a bunch of stuff in some sort of mega storage compartment so that you could haul it to a new base.
Yeah, we'd seen that as part of the leak files.
Haven't quite
It's meant to
cracked that
carry
one yet.
18
The higher
points.
level version of that I know the community asked for is how do I essentially template an entire base and then take
no,
the
not the base.
materials and then
Ladybugs
drop it
carry
off
you
someplace else. That's technically a lot more difficult because
Yeah, the blueprint system for your whole base.
using a whole base blueprint system, because dropping that on different terrain and stuff like that can be pretty tricky. So it's not impossible though. It's something we know y'all want, and hell, it's something I want too. There are plenty of times where I'm like, why did I build like using the early access version? Like, this is great. I've got all my stuff on my base is right here in front of the first ranger station. And by the time you're like halfway through the content, you're like, why did I build this here? I want it to be all the way up at the lectern, or wherever. And not being able to easily transport that stuff is a hassle. So it would be really cool to do that. We agree with you 100%.
I saw a question about updating our roadmap. We will plan to do a more formal update of the roadmap in January when we do kind of the announcement of the winter updates.
Already working on it.
We are working on that, and
Yeah,
we'll
working
have
on
an update of
Yeah,
the
so
roadmap.
then go
I also
one
saw a couple
change
questions
to
about like
summer update.
more big baddies like Axel. Heck yeah, we're gonna add more big baddies like Axel. So yeah, I mean, nothing to share today that I would want to spoil, but yeah, we're 100%. We will add more of those. There will be many more boss fights added to Grounded 2.
Yeah. And that said, I just want to remind people that we are still in early access. We just came out in July, at the end of July. So I know the people are starved for more content for the game, but these things take time. And again, we're still in the very early developments of Grounded 2. So, you just got to let us cook. For us to give out more meaningful, beefy content.
I love that people want to play Grounded every single day, and if you do want to do that, thank you. Like thank you so much for wanting to do that. Also, because we're in early access and we're working through it, the reason we try to share this stuff and we try to give a roadmap is to give you all an indication of when to come back. If you do stop playing and you just want to engage and talk with us for a while, that's totally cool too. And then we'll tell you hey, we have this big major update. Maybe you're for some reason you're excited about Unreal 5.6 and you really want to jump in at that point in time. Great, come back in December. Oh, was that hey, what's up?
There's
some random OG Grounded folks walking around. What's up, Robbie?
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, Robbie?
What's up, Robbie?
You want to say hi?
Some people in the chat might remember Robbie back here. Look at him. Look at him. They all do still exist in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, if you're
they work on Fallout Vegas 2 now.
or kind of the garden biome and that's excited, or you want a certain tier of weapon, we will tell you, and then we want you to come back and join. And so we'll try to make it as fun as possible to play as long as possible. But during this time, there will probably
let Uber fans see what you're working on, give you feedback about the designs of buggies and the concept art, or help test out these technical stuff. Cool. And if it takes longer for the updates, fine. But give the hardcore fans something to hold on to, who love playing Grounded, who come play it every week. Some little thing to watch or see.
We clearly, heard. Give us more stuff to build.
Mm-hmm.
Recently made some big schedule changes. I can't really talk about what those things are, but in our roadmap, we made some pretty significant adjustments to provide more of that stuff sooner. And we already knew that we were a little light on it, but we were like, you know what, we got to do better about this. Mm-hmm. And so we've just been doing that. And that kind of goes too to we recognize you don't have anything to do right now. Well, if we gave you more stuff to build, if there was more stuff to harvest, if there was more interesting stuff there, I think that would help out with that, right? That would help me out with that.
And so
we just made some changes to that. Again, behind the scenes, sorry I can't share that with you, but
that's the
definitely
stuff
moved up a bunch of stuff in our planned roadmap to deliver that stuff to y'all sooner. So you have that stuff to engage with and build cooler stuff with.
If we're making more stuff to build, can we get bigger palettes sooner than later? Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I think Lord of Dreams, if you're having a bug issue, please contact us at support.
Yeah,
the
bigger
pallets.
Two pallets. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bigger pallets are a good idea. I don't know where those are in the roadmap. We've talked about them.
Can someone explain to me, what does this Chris's car mean?
So Thieverpedia and Chris Stanek over here
what is this
have
Chris's
a long history.
Yeah.
This is Grounded 1 lore with Chris and the Grounded
I do love
community.
hearing this stuff, but for
Chris,
you guys,
at the time, got a new car, and
hurry up and give
Thiever
us good stuff.
would like that car. That's the
whole
lore.
thing.
That's the lore.
I love
Chris
the
says no every
I
time.
I appreciate the humans.
Understandably.
Sometimes I've got to be in work mode for you, so I can get answers to you in the video.
Yeah, the Coltana is in the game. Gaver.
Yeah,
the spicy Coltana. Yeah.
Arnov. Sorry, the text is really small on YouTube. I can't see.
Yeah, it's a hard one to get. It's very end of the actual story content. Current version.
Super Rinsler. I thought I was going to say Rizzler, unless it is. We're constantly always trying to improve multiplayer performance and connectivity. Just like we're always going to be improving performance as we're in early access. So those things are always going to be happening.
I don't want community lore. You lost the battle, by the way. That's all I'll say to you. I win. I always win. And we got another one for you too. What else?
Oh, that said,
people were asking how long early access will be. as long as it needs to be to get the game right. That's what I'll say back. But yeah,
I mean, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
but hopefully it won't be forever. I mean, if you remember how we kind of did Grounded 1, like we want to update the game. We have a finish line in mind. We want that to get there. So, yeah, we will work to get the game out of early access. That is not a perpetual early access thing, but we want to take the time to get it right.
And I was going to mention this in the Discord, discord.gg/grounded the game. To all our playground builders, send me the things that that you thought you would love to have from Grounded 1 to be in the Grounded 2 version of Playgrounds. I would love to get those feedback and suggestions.
That's a great one.
On things you would like to see in Playgrounds.
Focus, go and
And
play
to clarify
Playgrounds
something,
and
because I saw
Grounded
this
1.
question pop up
Try it
as
out.
well. When we said we had a multiplayer version of the Ladybug and then a single player version of the Ladybug, you were always, multiplayer works like multiplayer always works. That wouldn't mean like only multiplayer players would get this buggy. It would just meant that it was a multiplayer
get the
buggy and
playgrounds
that
on
two
the
players could be
test,
riding
man.
the same buggy at the same time.
Really Uber
that's the only
playground creators mess around, make sure it's all fine and working, because I'm sure they'd love to help.
It was just how
Even
it
if
was
it's not
used
got
and
loads
could
of
it be
new
used with
stuff.
more than one person.
They've probably decided not to release it early because it is quite a lot of taxing stuff on the system, these playgrounds, especially with the engine being rough at the moment already. And maybe it's just not going to be good enough releasing it as it was, because that was their original plan. So if they've got more time to add some new bells and whistles, that makes it more exciting, I guess. But it would tie people over, it would.
That's just the start. We know people want to be able to buff buggies and heal buggies in the same way they're able to buff and heal themselves. We get that. We want to do that too. First step was these couple of things that we got in. Pretty sure those are in that December update. I've seen them. They work. So I'm pretty sure they're in there.
Buggy Band-Aids is my favorite thing.
And if not, I'd also be frantically angry with me about saying
There's
that they
going
were
to be
going to
so
be
many
there.
messages when this stream ends.
Right? Yeah. We'll see.
Could you expand on Peeper 2.0?
Yeah, it's coming out next week.
The
2
important
weeks.
thing is that all the
tell
Peeper
us.
Instead of one
functionality
Peeper,
works.
you now have two.
And part of the big update was that we didn't feel that this was appropriate for the kids, right? And so,
So now
we
it's
knew
like
that we wanted
now it's
it.
like this, like a binocular.
Now it's this.
Yeah. We wanted it to essentially be part of the Scabby 2000 interface. And so there's an interface facelift there, and then there's some changes with functionality. Again, we're going to be continuing to add things in that the Peeper is capable of doing in the future. But this was it's funny that we're calling it 2.0 because it's like, actually it's more like 1.1.
I mean,
but
it doesn't show
but whatever,
stuff on the
we'll
screen
continue
when
to
you're
add
looking
that
at a
in the
bug.
future.
But you've got to go in your menu to look at that
Yeah,
shit.
looks cool.
Nah, fam, that's bad. I hope,
Definitely
hope
looks
they
cool.
don't mean
Not
that.
as cool as my Peeper, but yeah, it still looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks like it's slowing down. Unless we missed something.
Yeah, we got about let's do 2 more minutes. And
more minutes.
If any more questions come in the next 2 minutes, we'll try to answer them. Good day, Ozzy. Anything you want to answer, Marcus?
I'm looking.
How do I DM Marcus?
Oh. Accurate Cake is asking about respawning and triggering orc creatures after the story. So we recognize that that's an issue. We were actually just talking about that last week. We're going to explore some things. What I expect to happen here is that we will come up with, and don't hold me to this, I think we're going to come up with a temporary solution for early access where you're sort of able to grind this stuff and maybe restart things like mixers or orc waves. But that will have a correct, more in-world solution for this by the time we actually finish early access at
Yeah,
some
New
point.
Game Plus.
But I think that there's a gap there right now that people want to be able to grind these,
Yeah,
these
that's a good idea.
creatures.
Do it.
And by actually doing the things the game asks you to do, it turns off the ability to do that. You effectively fix the problem, and now you can't grind them, you can't get the gold cards, can't do anything. So I think we're going to find a temporary solution for that. It'll probably be, something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but will allow you to do it anyway.
A couple of ones that we always answer, but I don't mind it because people
Yeah.
come in. Lots of questions about, hey, are there old Grounded 1 creatures that'll make their way to Grounded 2? I'll say for all the base creatures in Grounded 1, if they're a base creature, we absolutely plan to bring them to Grounded 2. So any of your favorite base creatures, we plan to bring to Grounded 2 over the course of early access. Also, people always ask, and I'll keep answering it until I have more news about like, oh, the TV show stuff for Grounded. Still working on it. I'll just be honest with you. It takes a really long time. I don't know. The Hollywood stuff is like a bit different than anything else, but we're still working on it. There's still plans to try to make it work. We're still excited about it, so we're still cooking on that in the background.
Someone watched my video
As a
today.
disclosure to the usual
I think.
questions. And then people ask about weather. We'll try
Come to other
things.
platforms.
That
Over
is
time.
that is a response. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. Have you guys anything else?
Okay,
Anything
good
last
stuff.
bits you want to
Good
say
stuff, good
before
stuff.
the last Grounded stream of the year?
Wow.
I'll only say, in addition to like
They
other
really
pieces
are
of
just
feedback and
fucking
stuff
off
like
the
that,
whole
like,
December.
hey, you know what? If you want to hop up and say whether you liked this particular Casually Grounded with us like going and talking about our
Man, they look so bummed out. They know they're delivering bad news. They know it's bad. I'm sure they don't want to not make people happy, right? They want people playing the game. The more people play the game, the more people buy the game, recommend it to friends, create social media, everyone buys it, they all get more bonuses. It's just, yeah. Damn it. Damn it. But yeah, look, I was saying boo and like, but obviously I was only messing around. Like I said, I don't care that updates are delayed or will take time. That is understandable. I get it. No problem with that. And they've said they're going to do exactly what I've been saying. Show us a little bit more for the hardcore fans. Concept art, get our opinions about stuff. These little feature updates, even if they're just testing tiny little things, that's all good. I don't want to be a negative Nelly. I do think, though, some of the stuff, like, if they're not, it sounds like they are going to delay Playgrounds mode a little bit. They originally said it would come back in and it'd be exactly the same. No new features, no nothing yet. But, maybe you can spawn in new bugs and stuff. But clearly, there's more work to be done. Maybe there's worries that people spawn in old bugs because they haven't cleared up the code. And they don't want the old bugs being in the Playgrounds map just yet until they're actually added to the rest of the map. That's all viable. It's all good. But things that keep players happy, that do want to play Grounded all the time instead of having a break, is things like Playgrounds mode. Like, it would be really good now in early access rather than waiting to 1.0. It is the replayability of the mixers. That's a great idea, temporarily. Get that in, like, now. And I do think they should... I would drop some of the stuff they've got planned for summer. Or change stuff in winter and bring in shiny buggies. How much time would you spend if there was like a 0.1% chance of catching a, really, really unique striped red and black soldier buggy? Or that was a chance of getting an all yellow orb weaver and you hatch them and it's still the same thing. And so you'd have to regularly go and get eggs. It happens in Ark, and Ark love it. People do it all the time for colours. They end up breeding dinosaurs with dinosaurs, so they got a chance of getting that specific colour or pattern. Like, that kind of stuff is what helps, not just building. Don't make it another thing that... Building's great. I love builders, but don't make it another thing that's just building. That's the only thing to do in Grounded. Like... It is a unique game. Grounded is better than most other survival games because it has got story, good story. It has got good progression. It's got layered areas that you need to progress through. But we all know it does get stale. Even if you love Grounded, you played 1.0 so much times, you do just end up getting bored. But if there's things where you've got chances... Now, they tried that with trinkets, and trinkets were boring because most of them were just useless. They were just... tiny little percentages and you have to get the most greatest luck to get the best ones and only in New Game Plus and eventually you can make your own, but it was just too grindy and too minute. If they can add special, unique, just colour variants, they don't do anything at the moment of buggies, I think that would be amazing. I think people would love to spend all day grinding to get that unique silver ant. You know, make it crazy colours. It can all be explained by Ominent. Ominent have, you know, tainted the pool, or maybe we need to get an upgrade for our hatcheries, and it's a randomizer, or it's the Ominent mutation, and maybe that'll be how we choose mutations for the buggies in future, that you use that. Anyway, I've got ideas, but yeah, Power World's got repeatable dungeons and boss fights. We have got a repeatable boss fight, but only one. That is it. It's Axel and only Axel. Like they need that daily thing that Ark has, that Conan Exiles has, that Power World has, because Grounded is that popular, is that bigger game. It can compete with them. It just needs that little bit more of something like that, more unique ones, and skins as well. I said it for the kids, like more small chance of picking up a skin, free ones to make the kids look different, or weapon skins, like. Forget it, yeah, do it. Anyway, so yeah, bit disappointed, but hey-oh, it is what it is. Shout out to everyone that was like, no, it's not come to after Christmas. Suck your mums. Suck your mums. I was living on hope, people. I was living on hope. I was also living on someone told me that we was going to get playgrounds by Christmas. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Guys, thank you so much. I'm going to do the recap video right now, so if you missed all this and you want to know more, it'll be nice and concise. Coming to you very soon, and I better go and sell one of my kids, because I ain't gonna have much content in December to buy Christmas presents, so I'll just go and get rid of one of them now. It's the best thing to do. I've got 4. I'll just sod one off. I mean, to be fair, one of them is 20, so you know he don't need a Christmas present anymore, does he? Let's face it. Laters.